Hey everybody out there in the internet world, and welcome to another Dark Avengers comic book review. The comics she does one, and he's the cameraman, and
Hello.
That's Mike, and that's Amber, and I'm Chris, and welcome to the Mickey Mouse Club. Anyway, the comics we'll be reviewing this week were released July 6th, 2011. Before we get into the comic books though, I got a few things. First, news-wise, Ghost Rider #1 has come out. We'll not be reviewing that. I'm really not. I know a lot of people that are interested in Ghost Rider, but I don't have a feel for Ghost Rider, and also I get enough comic books as is already. Punisher #1 is coming out in August. Shocker here. Michael actually is going to be reviewing that comic, so there will be a Punisher comic review. Punisher will be added onto the comic review through Mike. Mike will be reviewing that once a month. She's still doing X-23, as I'm reading X-23 also, and Lady Death, which she reads before I do because I have enough to read as is already. Sorry about that, niche. Anyway, something very interesting at my work. I have a Subway and a Dunkin' Donuts near my job, and by the way, Subway, Dunkin' Donuts has awesome coffee, and Subway makes awesome subs. 2 weeks ago I went to Subway, and they're actually doing a Green Lantern contest. These mugs are reusable as long as you don't squeeze them too hard. And they have Green Lantern on their mugs. And Dunkin' Donuts this past week I noticed is doing a Captain America promo. And I got Captain America, and I also got a smaller one, and as it says here, Captain America runs on Dunkin'. And also, Amber got a Tricolate, and that comes in the best out of all three of these. Hard plastic with 3 pictures of Captain America and two of Captain America and one of his shield. Only problem is good luck drinking anything out of this because it has 3 compartments. And what?
To be honest, the drink that was in it, the only one that was good was vanilla one.
Yes, it was pretty sour. It was a weird thing, but the cup was worth the money. I had gift cards for both places, so all this stuff was practically free. Anyway.
Shake it up and pour it into a cup.
Anyway, also this week, I'm keeping this because I have Pepsi in it. From Midtown Comics, I actually had to make a second order because I missed out on some comics. I had this as my icon. It was a different picture, but the same quote. I had this as my icon for Skype. I used this icon on Facebook for a while. When I saw that they actually made a magnet of this, had to get it. It's not a Midtown exclusive. I just found it on Midtown. At least I don't believe it's a Midtown exclusive. It says Marvel copyright. It's a Deadpool magnet that has a quote, "My common sense is tingling." I thought that was awesome. It's a good little way to make fun of Spider-Man.
Did you just say
here we go.
tingling?
The people that make this is ataboy.com. You can find this magnet probably at ataboy.com.
Do you just say tingling?
Yes, tingling. I wish you wouldn't have interrupted me because I said ataboy. Ataboy.com. Check it out. I'm going to be getting a couple of these magnets. I'll throw them out on the
And just because Deadpool wears red and black, he doesn't have stripes and shoots webs out of his wrists. Doesn't.
Neither does Spider-Man anymore. Spider-Man can't tingle anymore.
He can shoot webs from his wrists, can't he?
Before this, unfortunately, for one more week, Emerald Warriors is taking a back seat. Number 11 is taking a back seat and being pushed to the next review. Next week, Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps are coming out. But I did read the story, and it gives no spoilers away to the ending of the War of the Green Lanterns, except for the fact that Guy Gardner is alive. And what's actually mentioned in the letter column at the end of this issue is, for the rest of the run of Green Lantern Emerald Warriors, which is for the next 2 months, so July and August, all the issues are going to be self-contained stories by different writers and different artists. So this is a self-contained story, the next issue, and the next issue will also be self-contained stories. I won't review this till next week though, when Green Lantern comes out, so this way the aftermath for this and Green Lantern Corps, I can read them and everything. It won't be so lonely, and it doesn't. And also, you know, you want to see the end of something that ran through all 3 series before you actually read through an aftermath book. But the book was pretty good, but I'll let you guys know about it next week. But if you need like quickie, I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say pick it up. Rumor is that Guy Gardner is moving over to Green Lantern Corps, and Kyle Rayner is moving out and going into Green Lantern, whatever the new title's called. I believe it's Guardians is the next. I hope they don't do this where every year, because this is going to reach its 12th issue either next or this month. I hope not every year the third series is gonna, the third Green Lantern series is gonna change titles and main stars. But then again, that wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Actually, it's a pretty good idea. That's a very interesting idea. Something for DC to think about after they completely fuck over their universe. No, I'm not getting into that. FlashPoint Kid Flash Lost #1 I have this week, signed by Sterling Gates. And I gotta say something. When it comes to autographs, it's always cool when somebody goes above and beyond, not just signing a comic, but putting something in it to make their signature stand out. In this case, Sterling Gates, not the store or the hotel, whatever Sterling Gates really is, he actually put a lightning bolt on top of his name, which I think is cool. Yes, it took a few extra seconds out of his time to write, but I thought it was really awesome.
Is that why you're wearing a lightning bolt on your shirt?
No, I'm just wearing a shirt. Like, that's my shirt today.
Lightning bolt on your shirt.
Yes. Also, freebie from any comic book store, not just Midtown. This is exclusive to Midtown, and I believe it's sold out already. Spider Island by Daily Bugle. It's free. It's a small book, and it gives you a little backup. It's showing you, it gives you a little bit of a preview of the comic and some, what do you call it? And at the back, it gives you a checklist of all the stuff. The only thing that matters for Spider Island, really, is Amazing Spider-Man. There are tie-ins, there are one-shots. I'll probably get the one-shots. I will not be getting Deadly Hand of Kung Fu. I will not be getting Spider-Girl. I might be getting Spider-Woman because it's a one-shot. And I won't be getting Black Panther. I already get Venom. And I'm absolutely not getting Cloak and Dagger. Everything else I probably will get as far as one-shots because they have Avengers, they have Ice Spider, New York City.
There's 3 different parts for Spider-Girl.
Yeah, it's a 3-part mini. Same thing with Cloak and Dagger and Deadly Hand of Kung Fu. It all is going to end in November anyway. And in November, after Spider Island, I'm sure everybody looked at the last page, a new Spider-Man series is starting up. Avenging Spider-Man #1, and it's going to be an ongoing continuation. I'm sorry, first of all, I don't like the way they put Spider-Man in it. And I don't like it says, my friends can beat up your friends. I have a feeling it has nothing to do with Spider-Man, and I'm going to drop it after #1. But
I think this is funny.
yeah, that's going to be Ice Spider, New York City. Anyway, into the comic books for this week. 2 that I want to throw out there that weren't released this week. One was released last week, and the other one was released last month. Sonic the Hedgehog. This is 225, the sketch variant. And this is 226, which is sold out on Midtown. You're going to have to go do some comic book shop hopping to find it. My other group site does gaming, so I got this actually because of the fact that Sonic is, as you can see over here by the little tag, Sonic is celebrating his 20th anniversary this year. And in this issue, basically, somebody dies, not going to spoil it, check out the issue, and it makes it look like Eggman won and his ship shoots something off and everything fades to white. In this issue, it starts off at the very beginning again where Sonic meets Eggman and Sally Acorn for the first time ever. And basically, we don't know what Eggman's thing did yet, but apparently it rewound time or it did something, and now it's up to Sonic to fix whatever Eggman did and foil his plans once again. Artwork in this is awesome. Pretty kiddie though, gotta admit that. But at the same time, it's still fun to read, especially if you're a Sonic fan. So, what?
Can you get one of those so I can color it?
I'll see if they have more at Midtown, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, we're jumping into the big 2 now. 2 comics I have no idea why I bought. She read one, and I barely read the other. Wolverine and Black Cat Clause 2 and Vengeance number 1. Clause 2 #1 and Vengeance #1. First of all, the artwork was terrible in this. I couldn't even really fathom reading it. You looked through it. What's it even about?
Looks like Black Cat and Wolverine are together, sort of. They end up getting a ball from some bad guys. They go into the far, far future.
Time travel.
Yeah.
And this basically, I thought it had to do with Magneto. It does, but it's basically a focus on some type of vengeance. And I didn't even really, I couldn't finish it. Both of these, I shouldn't have even bothered putting in my buy pile. I really shouldn't have. I don't know why I did. I was stupid. I saw Magneto on the cover, thought it was going to be something huge, and it is, but it's not something that I'm interested in. Now, this cover makes up for it. Oh. I love Ed McGuinness. His run on the covers for X-Men's latest story arc is awesome. X-Men #14. Still jumping back and forth between past and present. In the present, the evolutionaries want Cyclops. What? What?
Nothing.
What's so funny? I'm really starting to worry about her and her infatuation with boobs.
And it looks like she's naked.
She is. Apparently, that's what it looks like in this. She is naked. It's creepy. Anyway, in the past, Magneto and Charles Xavier are all vying to get to Emma Frost before each other because Magneto wants to use her to contact all the mutants, and Charles Xavier wants to basically prevent that. So basically, Magneto wins, and he takes Emma Frost away. I'm sticking to the past, and then I'll go to the present because it hops back and forth. So Cyclops and Angel end up chasing after Magneto and Emma Frost and the evolutionaries to try to stop and foil Magneto's plans, but Magneto already makes it to Charles Xavier's mansion, and Emma Frost uses Cerebro, even though she's basically kind of weirdly... She's not a vegetable, which is what makes it weird, but she's insecure about what's going on. And she uses Cerebro, and you get... Actually, I want to show one picture of Wolverine. You get a really awesome shot of Wolverine in his first ever costume. And she basically thinks that Magneto's a lunatic, a homicidal lunatic, and he doesn't even care if the mutants want him to lead them, because that's what he wants to do. He wants to lead the mutants when the evolutionaries get rid of all the humans. And she doesn't want to, and then she's like...
I forgot I wanted to read this.
And then we jump back into the present, and the people who are attacking one of the cuckoos in... I believe her name is Celeste. I want to get her name this time because I always forget her name. And oh, and there's also in the very first page they give you a little origin on the evolutionary. I want to get her name right this time because if I don't get it right, I'm going to go nuts. Here we go. No, this says the cuckoos are one of us. Okay, so one of the cuckoos is still being attacked, and they want to know what's going on. They try to save her, the X-Men, some of the X-Men, a group of the X-Men, but they don't. And basically she shoots off a psi wave because apparently this guy can control her.
He's a motorcycle.
Yeah. And basically now everybody on the island basically knows what Cyclops remembers, and everybody now knows what Cyclops had to do to get the evolutionaries to leave in the past. And basically one person is not very happy about that, and it's pretty well perceived because he does come out and he's ready to face the evolutionaries, but this guy isn't too happy about what he just remembered apparently. And this was an epic shot of Cyclops anyway. He's basically saying, I'm right here, you want to fight me, let's go. But now everybody knows what Cyclops knows, and it's to be concluded next month. I'm looking forward to seeing what Cyclops did to get rid of the evolutionaries, and you want to read it apparently. But first, before you read that, X-23 number 12 with the awesome artwork and the very nice story. You go ahead and you review it, and then I'll give my take on it. Start talking about it. You don't have to wait for the... Uh-oh.
So you guys probably remember the story ended with the Jubilee and X-23 being in front of a train. This one continues from there. Jubilee pushes X-23 out of the way of the train with her intact. Wolverine jumps in front of Jubilee to stop X-23 from hurting Jubilee. Yes, I know, Jubilee's a vampire. She could heal if she wanted to, but...
You interrupted me because I said that to you last night.
Wolverine wants to, I guess, protect X-23 so that when she comes to, she doesn't feel bad about hurting Jubilee.
Sesame Street.
So they're in the subway station and everything goes wrong. There's gas set through the entire subway and everybody turns into the, they get the trigger scent that's been mutated to affect all humans. Or every person, I should say.
That was a nice splash page.
But, it goes through and you see X-23 turn a kid back into normal.
No, where it wore off.
Yeah, but she's there for the kid.
I know.
I forgot something back here. Gambit comes in front of X-23 and is there and says, remember who you are, Petit. Remember who loves you.
Yeah, you said it right, Petit. I think he loves her. I'm not sure, but that would be kind of creepy because it is a clone of Wolverine. It may not be Wolverine, but it's a half clone of Wolverine.
I don't care. I like it.
I like him better with Rogue.
There was a mysterious woman who said a few words to X-23 and then disappeared, leaving money and a note.
I have my predictions that that's the woman that she was cloned from. I don't think she died the mother.
Didn't Jubilee and X-23 have a nice moment together on a very high section of the Eiffel Tower?
Mm-hmm.
And Jubilee's like, race you down!
And also X-23 finally says, which I think is kind of a bit important, she doesn't want to die. Because in the last issue she was like, I want to kill myself, I want to end, and then right here actually,
yeah, I know.
she actually admits to Jubilee, I do not want to die.
I do not want to die. And then Jubilee's like, oh, well, neither do I.
But
if you're
immortal.
a vampire, you're already dead. Let's not get personal.
I thought the artwork and the story was awesome.
It's very good.
Next issue,
The artwork's
it touches my...
Didn't you say there was a signed comic?
Yeah, I didn't get my hands on it in time. It was sold out before I got it. Signed by the writer of the first arc. It's not this writer. Oh wait, maybe it is. I'm not sure. I think it is. But not the artist. The artist is what really makes this comic awesome. Probably the writer though. Yeah, I think it is the writer. The name is familiar. What can you do? I work during the day now. I don't have time to go on early. That makes up for it. Okay, we're touching Fear Itself for the rest of Marvel. Fear Itself Wolverine #1. Basically a bunch of bandits take control of a hammer space, one of the, oh god, what are those things called? When Mike's done scanning, I think I'll remember. It'll actually give the word probably. It's above New York City though. And they give it previously in military hangar somewhere. No, it just says it's a military hangar. Basically, it's one of the Hammer military crafts, the big ones, and it's up to Wolverine to get on the ship and stop the bandits from taking over the ship. And you're not told why till the very end why. They find a way to trick Wolverine, and they take him down, at least momentarily. And then the woman who sent Wolverine finds out why they took over the ship. It has a nuclear head, a nuclear bomb. It's basically like the equivalent to a nuclear bomb. This thing crashes into anything, it's going to nuke the entire area. So it's up to Wolverine to stop them. And they leave you off with the woman finding out that there's a nuke head in the craft. And also in all the Marvel magazines there is a preview for Punisher #1, which Michael already looked through. Fear Itself, Uncanny X-Force, Part 1 of 3. Basically the Purifiers are this, and it's up to X-Force to try and save a mutant that they took into custody and want to kill or execute on the internet. Doesn't end well. That's all I'm going to say. There's a whole roundabout way they go after Purifier after Purifier, trying to find out where the mutant is being held. And they finally get to somebody who says, it's not us. Turns out this other guy. And I think it is the Purifiers, because one guy at the very end says it's not us. I like the way Wolverine killed him. It's not us, I don't know where he is. So they don't know, the Purifiers there don't know where he is.
You have a listener.
Oh yeah, I have a squirrel watching me. Very nice. Good.
Can I show them?
Good.
Real fast?
No.
Real fast?
No.
Which one is the one?
No. Good and good.
It's so cute.
That's very nice. Uncanny X-Men Fear Itself.
He's so cute.
Very nice. Uncanny X-Men 540, a tie into Fear Itself. This is tying into the Juggernaut. This issue was boring. All talk. And basically, Cyclops is talking to the mayor or the governor of, I think it's the mayor. Are you done? I think it's, I want to say the mayor, but I was just so, it was getting me really annoyed. First it's the Juggernaut when he gets possessed, and he basically possesses one of the guards or one of the people that he considered a friend. Yeah, it's the mayor. And the mayor and Cyclops talking over things, you know, trying to keep keep the peace. Colossus is going to go see his sister who's in jail, and there's actually a very moment between Namor and Emma, and he thinks that the world's gonna end, and he says, before I die, let's have and she's like, no, I'm with Scott. And I love this picture. This artwork was very good. The way they drew Emma in this panel was very nice.
Who is the guy?
Namor. She ended up sleeping with him way back during the Dark Reign because they wanted him on the X-Men side, so she had to kind of... Anyway. And basically he tells Emma that...
How are you cheating?
Oh, she slept with Tony Stark, she slept with Cyclops, Namor. She slept with a lot of people. She really is a slut. Definitely. Basically, Namor says that Scott doesn't deserve Emma, and she's like, I don't see how Scott doesn't. And he's like, he married the redhead, which is Jean. In other words, he married Jean. Why isn't he marrying you? He's just keeping you as his girlfriend. Something for the future, possibly. What? Different artist.
Oh, they look similar.
No,
Very
different
similar.
artist. Then finally somebody comes into the mayor's office and talks about, this was a beautiful splash page, is saying something's going on with Colossus, and the mayor's like, you're going to stop him, right? And he's like, yeah, and then she's like, how? And he's like, I have no idea. He has no idea. He doesn't say he has no idea, but he has no idea. The next issue is going to be action-packed, I have a feeling. This issue is kind of like a prequel to the epic fight. I really would say you're going to have to get this to understand what's going on in the next issue, but it kind of drew out the talking in this issue. Now going into Fear Itself, number 4. Bucky is officially dead. And everybody, I'm sure, has seen the preview. So this is not a big spoiler. Steve Rogers takes the Captain America mantle back. I predicted this since Steve Rogers came back. I've said this to several people. I knew they were going to have to kill Bucky in order to put Steve Rogers back into the Captain America suit. I said this since day one when he told Bucky to keep the suit. I said, okay, I see what's going to happen. A year he's going to be the Steve Rogers super soldier. Bucky is somehow going to die or go somewhere, and he's going to take over as Captain America again. And he did. Thor is now back on Earth, and basically it's up to Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America, the big three plus the Avengers, to save the world from fear. And Thor goes after the serpent himself, and basically he gets sent back to Earth, just like Odin sent him back to Earth, and he's saying this is getting old. I thought that was kind of funny. And basically he's left, I'll tell you the end of the book in a minute. Iron Man goes to the ruins of, what's the place called? Why is it not coming to me? Iron Man goes to the ruins of where... Jesus Christ, why am I not remembering? The place where Thor and everybody was. Anyway, he goes to the ruins where the gods used to be, and Captain America drops into Manhattan and leads the Avengers against sin. And basically, it ends with, and I love this, it ends with Thor being confronted by two of the possessed people by the hammers. The Thing and the Hulk. Two of the Serpent King's strongest, what do you call them? Fearmongers. His greatest fearmongers. And basically in the next issue, the brawl. That's what it says. Next issue, the brawl.
Her name
Looking
is
forward
Celeste.
to that. It is Celeste. I was right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they give you, of course, all the tie-ins. We're getting this one. Apparently what might be happening is Tony Stark might be going back into building weapons. That's a plus. I told you guys, it's getting boring. Stark resilience. If that's true, I might actually check out Iron Man again if he goes back to the way things sort of were. Fear Itself is really good. Really good. Also, the Serpent King is no longer old. He gains enough, there's enough fear, he finally gains his strength back, his power, and that's what he looks like by the end of the issue. Really good. We're going into DC Comics now, just throwing these two out there. Batman, Knight of Vengeance, number 2 of 3. Spoiler alert, turns out the Joker is Martha Wayne. And she not only kills the two kids, but Inspector Gordon dies.
No.
the Harvey Dent's kids. The Two-Face in the regular universe who's not the Two-Face yet in this universe. I say yet because who knows what's going to happen in the third part. And yeah, so basically Jonathan Wayne is Batman, and his wife turns out to be the Joker. Very twisted, but interesting. Interesting enough to get the third part. Abin Sur, Green Lantern, number 2 of 3. And it begins where Hal Jordan ends. Basically, Hal Jordan never gets the ring. Abin Sur is fine. And Cyborg shows up and saves Abin Sur. And basically, he doesn't want to keep Abin Sur captured. He wants him to help protect the world. He's enlisting heroes to save the world against the Atlanteans and the Amazons. And basically, Abin Sur says yes. But then Sinestro shows up at the end. In the very beginning, there's actually a past memory with Abin Sur and Sinestro training as Green Lanterns, or fighting. Basically, Atrocitus has told Sinestro what FlashPoint really is, and how nobody's really alive, like Abin Sur and his sister are really dead, and Hal Jordan was supposed to get the ring from Abin Sur, but he didn't. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the Hal Jordan, the last 2 parts. But basically, in the end, a huge spoiler here too, Sinestro slices off Abin Sur's hand and says, he wants to basically find a way to fix FlashPoint where he basically rules the world. So technically, Sinestro is still evil. So basically, he wants to find a way to fix the FlashPoint in his favor instead of fixing it completely. And they leave you off with that. I'm looking forward to the last part of this also. Also mentioned, there's retroactive DC comics. First is DC in the 70s, where they're actually showing the old 70s DC logo, and there will be these set of comics for the 70s. Then DC Comics in the 80s with the not too old but oldish DC Comics logo, and here's the 80s. And then finally, DC Comics retroactive in the 90s, and it's still the same DC Comics logo, only a little more 3D, and these are the 90s comics. I'm going to probably be getting the Superman, Green Lantern, and possibly Batman. I don't know about Justice League of America, not interested in Flash, and Wonder Woman, yeah, you guys already know that. Also, FlashPoint is doing a apparel, like Blackest Night, and here's a preview of the 3 shirts. Probably going to get the Reverse Flash, and Amber mentioned she wanted the Wonder Woman one, so I probably will get the Wonder Woman, and possibly the Batman. I might make a collection of the whole shirt series. Not sure yet. That's to be continued. And Mike's giving me the thing. We have 2 more comics to go. See you guys in the next part, where we will conclude it all off. See you there.